You're listening to the Money Mike Syndicated Radio Podcast. How we doing? How we doing? We're bringing it to you, Too Hot Radio, and we're bringing it down to the box. The Indiana Fever, I'll tell you what, the Fever free agency is on fire right now, and I'm going to break it down for you. They just picked up Bonner. That's right, DeWanna Bonner is going to be an Indiana Fever. And let's break it down and really try to put an understanding to it because the Indiana Fever just went on fire. They picked up Bonner. Okay, they got Sophie Cunningham. They start the fire with Natasha Howard. And putting all of this in perspective, with an understanding of Caitlin Clark and what's going on and how I tried to have enough patience to break down the free agency of what are the Indiana Fever doing? How are they doing it? How are they going about it? And folks, I got to tell you something. They pretty much dominated the free agency market, no doubt about it so far. Caitlin, what did President Kelly, and also Amber do? Went out and got players that could actually make a difference. Now, when you talk about Bonner and you look at Bonner's numbers and what Bonner's contribution is bringing to the table, you got Bonner 6'4" is coming in there, 15 points a game, getting you 6 rebounds, 2 assists, and 1.5 steals. Now you push it over to Cunningham, you're going to get 8.4 points, 3.9 rebounds, 2 assists, and another steal. You want to push it over to Natasha Howard. Okay, you're going to pick up 17.6 points. You're going to get 6.7 rebounds, 2.9 assists, and you're also going to pick up 1.3 steals. Now, but that's not the intangibles that I want to bring to the table for you today, and here's why. All of these players, when you look at them, if you break down, okay, what do they do? How do they do it? How is it positioned? They're all bangers. They're all bangers who are physical. You look at Howard brings a physical presence. You look at Cunningham brings a physical presence, and now you bring Bonner, right? And so everybody's bringing the physical presence to the table. And you look at why did the Indiana Fever do this? What was the motive? And you go back to Stephanie White. Now, what is Stephanie White going to do? Stephanie White has the players that she wants, right? There was I could really tell you this, what I've learned from the Indiana Fever, there was a round table. Sat down at the round table. They said, okay, who do we need? Who do we want? Who gives us the most problems? Who's the player? We've seen it, and there's no mercy at all. No mercy at all when it came to the decisions of the Indiana Fever being on fire in free agency. This one here is really moved to another arena because this is a signal of protection, but not only protection because this goes beyond protection, right? When you get to Bonner, you got to single that back to what happened. Okay, well Bonner was able to guard Caitlin Clark. That's an intangible I didn't even see. However, Stephanie White saw it and she matched it up, but she got Bonner to come to the Indiana Fever. Now, a lot of people asked me about Cunningham. Cunningham is a pure banger. There is no mercy in her game. The only thing I can say with Cunningham coming to the Fever, what she brings to the table and the WNBA, it's going to be really tough. Don't have her and Lexi Hall practice against each other. That's going to be too physical. That's going to be way too physical. Natasha Howard, I mean, that's an Army Swiss knife that can do it all. So they've loaded up, and each one of these players, I'll tell you, they carry a presence of who are you, what are you going to bring to the table, how are we going to position it, and what we're going to do with it. And each one of these players for the Indiana Fever, I count them as wins. Now, when I looked at the table and you bring in Natasha Howard, I said it's going to give you 8 to 10 wins, right? You got to remember the Fever were 20-20 last year as they finished the WNBA season, rookie year of Caitlin Clark. Now, you're going to go and add Natasha Howard. That's 8 to 10. You're bringing Cunningham. You're going to add another. What? How do you want to go? You want to go 1 to 3 wins easily with Natasha Howard. That's 1 to 3 wins more. Now you're going to go over and you're going to come in there and you're going to add in Howard, but you got Bonner. Excuse me, you got Bonner coming in there. That one there is going to get you about 3 to 4 more wins. So look at the win total that the Indiana Fever have picked up. What's changed? You brought in bangers, people who can defend, and they do it each and every night, and they carry no baggage. That's the most important thing here is they carry no baggage. These players are the players. If you look at it, who did they compete against Caitlin Clark? How did they go in there and compete? Well, you know what? I saw it with my own eyes. Kelly saying, I saw it. I know who's the toughest ones. And these are hand-picked players, folks. These are ones that are a little different now. People ask about Cunningham because at the end of the day, you got to ask yourself, with Cunningham, you're getting a different player. This player breeds toughness. Now, shoots it really well, and can space the floor and can put it on the floor, recognizes angles, plays face up basketball. All of these players that they have received are all face up basketball players. What does that mean? You can reverse pivot, you can get in a triple threat, you can go to work. Now, this one breeds a different type of toughness, and she enjoys it, right? And that's why I say her and Lexi Hall, they don't need to guard each other in practice. That's going to get too physical, right? But these are all have an identity with Caitlin. Okay, and this one came back to me, and I said, okay, great acquisitions that brought across. They got players who have the toughness. Also, they got players who have the toughness and willing to stand up in a game. Okay, you want to talk about toughness, right? You want each one of these players brought a physical toughness, okay, to Caitlin. Okay, and somebody's really good at watching film. I know who it is, and when you've had a taste of the NBA, because these are NBA moves, folks. This is not WNBA move. These are NBA transactions where they specifically went and got three players for the sake of who, what, when, and where. To win a WNBA championship, we got to take down the Las Vegas Aces, and we got to take down the New York Liberty. Okay, it's starting to get specific now because the matchups are starting to come, and we'll get into the roles and whatnot. But I'll tell you what, you got Caitlin, and I'll tell you what, U.S. Olympics, Team USA, you call it what you want. But Money Mike's always going to put it on the table. And when I put it on the table, I'll tell you what. You know what? This league now, I'll tell you, ain't no doubt about it. It's a point guard league, right? And point guards are going to be the highest paid players in the league. Combo guards are coming behind it, and wings are going to jump right on up to the top, right? So you got Kelsey Plum went on over there, and you got point guard. I'm just going through point guards, talking about Don Staley real quick, point guards. And you look at the NBA, the greatest point guards ever play the game. It's a point guard game. Indiana's got a history. Indiana WNBA's got a history of point guards. But this still gets bigger because Stephanie White's swinging a big axe. I mean, she was talking, and now she's talking the talk and walking the walk. Indiana Fever free agency, they've dominated the game. I mean, I'll tell you, you can get Money Mike to swing from one side to the other. When you put me in front of something, Indiana Fever is going to be tough to beat. And I already told you I'm a Caitlin Clark fan, but Stephanie White, man, you know what? In the Indiana Fever, to the Indiana Fever players, you're going to take Stephanie White shopping. Because you know what? She's going to have to get some swag because y'all heavy. Y'all running heavy. And this trio here, man, oh man, it go way back. There's a lot more to the story, folks. Money Mike's digging and finding it. But I'll tell you what I got. I got Bonner's going to bring you 15 points tonight. No doubt about it. 6 rebounds, 2 assists, and get you 1 steal. Cunningham's going to get you 8, 3 rebounds, 2 assists, and another steal. All right, and then you're going to get over there to the big dog, Natasha Howard. She's going to bring a presence, right? 17.6, 6.7 rebounds, 2.9 assists, 1.3 steals. Ain't no doubt about it. And they're all coming. They all were the ones that gave Caitlin the hell. But guess what? Now they're on that team, and they're going to rock and roll. And this is the Money Mike Syndicated Radio Podcast. We're punting it in. I'll tell you, I like it. I like the Indiana Fever. I'm a Caitlin Clark fan. It is what it is. It's time to tell the truth. Chicago Sky, you got to pick it up. I ain't going to tell you nothing wrong. But this is a monster free agency. And as long as Caitlin's rolling it, you got the WNBA All-Star game coming. It all starts and ends like Wyatt Earp. And that's with Caitlin Clark. It all ends now. This is the Money Mike Syndicated Radio Podcast, and we're coming to you. Too Hot Radio under the umbrella of Roc Nation. And here's what we want to tell you. Indiana Fever free agency is on fire. We'll keep it coming. We'll bring it to you. All things are possible to those who believe, and we'll see you soon.